Hello, and welcome to CNN5. Today we'll be talking about movies and how they influence the geopolitical state up to this point. More so, how they influenced World War II. And fun fact, it's more than you think. To start, we have to take a look into early films, their political messages, and their portrayal of certain concepts.
Earlier. I said earlier. Actually, this is a little bit too far. So let's just settle on Battleship Potemkin. A Soviet film made in 1925 by Sergei Eisenstein. Battleship Potemkin is a testament to the beginning of modern propaganda and the techniques used in it. It portrays a semi-true story of a revolt on the armory ship Potemkin, showing a pro-union and socialist society ruined by Tsarists or what would be considered as anti-Bolsheviks at the time. The relevance of this pre-World War II Soviet film is that it discovered how to truly hit the audience with the feelings of rage and passion for things like warfare and revolt, not simply just show the might of the military, unlike the propaganda films that preceded it. It revolutionized how war could be televised and how ideals could be shown and perpetuated to the masses through a silver screen. And hold on, hear that? Sounds like...
With the context for stylized propaganda in film set, both Allied forces and the Axis powers, most notably Nazi Germany, used similar movie-making tactics when World War II came around, but became distinctly their own in the 40s. Germany's propaganda tried to distinguish the country as a powerful force to join to feel true patriotism, and that image was made clear with its pro-German films like Leni Riefenstahl's Triumph of the Will, in which she cut days of film into a presentation of the Nazis' culture and prestige in a very edited and glorious set of clips. This massive film's intention was to show the adoration of Hitler, the might of the German military, and the mass acceptance of his new regime, and it worked very well. The efforts of the film was centralized in mostly Germany, converting many men and women to fascism, gaining the Nazi Party more allies and advocates. Furthermore, Nazi Germany focused on their anti-Semitic propaganda, most notably in Veit Harlan's Sus the Jew, following the story of a conniving and evil Jew named Sus Oppenheimer, sending a nation into downfall and descent with his rise to power. The film went on to be a total success in 1940. The reception from the public was clear, as there was an increased rates of violence against Jews, instigated by those who watched the film, especially from teenagers. The film was ordered by Heinrich Himmler himself to get sent to SS soldiers and concentration camp guards as inspiration for more violence against the Jews, amongst other films like The Rothschilds and The Eternal Jew. Implementation and focus on propaganda made a big part of the war effort, leading many people to fight, and a big part of indoctrination like anti-Semitism. The Germans understood the genius of cinema propaganda, and some say that they maximized it to its full potential.
However, I am very tired of talking about the Nazis, so here's some 10-second trivia.
This is my show. Shut up anyways. What year was the first Oscars held? 1942, 1935, 1969, or 1929? It was D. 1929. Wait, don't delete me again.
Be gone. That was weird. Anywho, for the past 93 years, the Oscars have been held annually in America, but they have forever sucked.
The next and arguably the most important case of film influencing countries during World War II is American cinema.
America was at a point where it was neutral towards the war, and the public opinion was that the U.S. should isolate itself from the war. And then Pearl Harbor happened. The films predating 1942 that talked about were openly against the Nazis were usually considered as too political and instigating an unneeded uproar in audiences. But after that, these propaganda types of films were hyper-popularized. To help with the boosting of morale in the nation, the government made an agency called the Bureau of Motion Pictures to provide education and review scripts of other films. When films were about to be in production, they were asked by the Bureau of Motion Pictures mandated questions like, will this picture help win the war? And what war info does this seek to clarify, dramatize, or interpret? So America was bent on using propaganda to help them with the war effort by educating and supporting it. Even studios like Disney and Looney Tunes were ordered to make several sets of shorts pertaining to the war, making satirizations and negative portrayals of the Axis powers for younger audiences, and they even made shorts specifically to be shown to armies for educational reasons. Other mentionable propaganda made in America was The Great Dictator, made with the same intent of mocking and satire as the Toons, and Frank Capra's 7-movie series Why We Fight, which was made to parallel the previously mentioned Triumph of the Will and inform about the war and the atrocities, and for me, the most memorable and influential film made from this demand for propaganda was Casablanca. Casablanca is simply a portrayal of the United States. The main character, Rick, representing America, owns a club in Morocco, which refugees escaping from World War II go to. He goes from being a neutral figure, unwilling to go against the Nazis who go to the club as well, and continuing to keep himself, to being a figure standing up for the underdogs, which is the unfortunate who go to the club as well. He shows the struggle between fighting the good fight and simply accepting the evil around him, incredibly similar to how America was at this time. What stands out is both the moral of responsibility, i.e. putting others' lives before yours, and the fact that the audience, when this was shown in theaters, were as anxious as the characters in the film. They had no clue how the war would end, and that makes the influence it had all the more important and striking, more so than all the other films made as Hollywood's part in World War II.
And that's 5 out of 5. No, I'm not doing puns because self-preservation reasons, but I hoped you learned something, and if you didn't, I'm glad I could make something you could zone out to. I'm Maria Solana, this is CNN 5, and thank you for watching. Shout out to Karan Bleb because you know Carla Zeus will never give us that sweet satisfaction. Thank you!